Healing from overwhelm or burnout can be an isolating experience. I mean, it's natural that when you're hurting, you need to take some time out to gather all of the pieces of yourself back up again. Maybe you just need to take a few deep breaths, or a few hours of rest, or a few days off of work for rest and relaxation. If your nervous system is healthy and regulated, depending on what you've been through, getting back to feeling capable again may be a relatively short time. But if you've been overstressed for too long, you may feel like going overboard just to give yourself some relief. And yet, even when you want to be alone to recuperate, there's still that tiny little voice inside you that wants to know if anybody has noticed that you are struggling. You want to pop your head above the clouds and ask, "Is anybody out there?" Hi, I'm Jolynn Cornelsen, holistic nurse, and I'm here to share with you that there is a lot more to a fast-paced, high-stress life than meets the eye. Actually, there's a whole set of unspoken rules behind the scenes that are driving that chronic stress train down the tracks of overwhelm and burnout. I know because I've been there, done that, and I don't want to go again. And if what I can share here helps you slow down your own chronic stress train and shift to a more enjoyable way of being, then I'm doing what I came here to do. That said, I want you to know authentic healing is not for sissies. Seriously. When it comes to chronic stress from being overbooked, overworked, or overextended, making changes is not as simple as just saying get over it. That's because there is more to a fast-paced life than meets the eye. There is a whole set of unspoken rules behind the scenes that drives that chronic stress train to its inevitable destination. You may not be aware of it, but that set of rules might be a long list of subconscious perceptions and expectations that were created even before you were out of elementary school. You're all grown up now, but if you find yourself struggling with overwhelm or burnout in any way, shape, or form, then your inner self is still operating by an unspoken list of outdated old schoolhouse rules. Now here's 3 tips for switching from stress to serenity. Number 1, simplify your environment. What can you let go of? Do you really need that stack of empty shoe boxes that might come in handy someday? Or do you even need that many shoes? Letting go of too much stuff is one way to lower your stress levels and automatically calm your nervous system. You could even have a clutter clearing party. How you simplify can be any way you want, but change is easier if you choose to make it lighthearted, playful, and fun. Number 2 is prioritize. What is really most important to you? Other people's expectations? Money? Work? Your house? Your pet? Your health? No judgment here. Just recognize that if you approach life in a way that continually activates stress, then you are eventually heading for a health or relationship meltdown. What if you could find a way to adjust your priorities and prevent that ultimate implosion? Get creative. Experiment with new ways of prioritizing so you can get off the stress train and let yourself rest and reset. When it comes to creating a life of peace, purpose, and prosperity, sometimes the only thing holding us back is ourselves. Psychotherapy and neurobiology research around the world has shown us that 90% of success in healing happens within the context of a therapeutic relationship with a skilled, compassionate practitioner. Someone who can teach you how to navigate your own nervous system and shift your biology out of the stress response into the rest response so healing can happen. If you don't already have a supportive, compassionate, therapeutic connection, maybe it's time to let yourself reach out for help and create one. And number 3, connect. Yes, this is where when you're struggling and you legitimately ask, is anybody out there? And if you don't get a supportive answer, it's time to do something different. Because again, about 90% of authentic healing happens in the context of safe, compassionate connection and communication. Humans are wired to connect. If you're overstressed, chances are that others are looking to you for their strength. And you, if you're still operating by those old schoolhouse rules, you have set it up that way. So switch things up. Surprise them and surprise yourself. Not sure how? Then consider compassionate support and coaching from a skilled therapeutic practitioner. Someone you can be yourself with. Someone who doesn't judge you. Someone who listens and can read between the lines. And someone who can help you dig up those old schoolhouse rules that you're still living by, dust them off, and consciously choose what to keep and what to toss out. It's time to get clear to the core. Simplify stuff. Prioritize people. Create what you really want, and remember, in the process, to have some fun. Humans are designed to thrive within the context of supportive connection. When we are tiny, we totally depend on the big people around us for absolutely everything. Our nervous systems are only partly functional when we're babies. We have a lot of learning and developing to do. We learn with every interaction. To survive, we must adapt to the immediate circumstances. All we can do to express our needs is to wiggle, to cry, and try to connect through facial expression. In an ideal supportive situation, we are well cared for and comforted. We learn to perceive the world and the people in it as welcoming and safe. If our care and comfort needs are not met, our survival response kicks in. First, we cry louder and longer, and if that doesn't work, our freeze response kicks in. We go quiet. We emotionally disconnect from ourselves and from others. In that case, we learn to perceive the world as a scary, unsafe place, and all we can do is hide. Over time, unless this is resolved, the biochemistry of chronic survival stress will build up in our body. We don't live in our childhood anymore now, but there we are as adults, reacting in the same way we did when we were children. We still approach life from our old viewpoint of stress and fear, struggle, overwhelm, or burnout. So my question to you now is, are you ready to learn how to toss out those old rules of reacting in stress and make some new grown-up rules so you can respond with calm and confidence? How long does it take to actually learn how to shift those old perspectives and heal for real? Is it really possible to step off the stress train and onto the healing train? Well, first you should know that there are 4 stages to healing, according to psychotherapy researchers and clinical practitioners. Second, you need to recognize that your healing path is unique to you. You came into this world at a particular time, place, and circumstances. You inherited unique characteristics from your ancestors, and you have your own unique set of life experiences, to which you responded by developing your own unique set of perspectives, beliefs, and behaviors. So you are an original, and that's awesome. Just because you struggle with stress or overwhelm does not mean you are irrevocably broken. It simply means that it's time for you to grow in new ways. Holistic healing of anything includes letting go of what is not working, allowing time for your system to rest and stabilize, and then optimize your capabilities. I work with my clients in 90-day sprints with weekly calls and regular email communication. I set it up for 90 days at a time because that's long enough commitment for significant progress, but still short enough for you to feel empowered to make your own choices. In that 90 days, some of the exercises I teach you will help you shift out of stress mode and into healing mode, and you can learn to do it almost instantly. At first, it may feel clunky, or exercises might feel insignificant, but with practice, you'll be able to get back to feeling calm and confident rather than overwhelmed in any given situation. Honestly, healing and wholeness is a process, not an event. But with the right connection and navigation in place, you will find better ways to show up in the world. You'll get your feet back on the ground, you'll still hold your dreams in your heart, and you'll keep your eyes on your purpose as you go through your days. And when you find yourself lighthearted and playful in the process, you will know that you have made some serious progress. So here's those 3 initial tips for clearing out old unhelpful perspectives and beginning the shift out of chronic stress and into stable serenity. To do these 3 things will give you a good start. 1, simplify stuff. 2, properly prioritize. And 3, connect meaningfully. If you want to learn more about the way I work with my clients, go to my webpage at compassionsupport.us. There you'll find the details about the 90-day Pinky Swear, how it began, and how I work now. You will be able to schedule a free 15-minute discovery call with me and let me know what you're working on. If it seems like a good fit for us to work together, I will invite you to go back to compassionsupport.us and enroll in the 90-day Pinky Swear. Then I can really help you learn to erase those old outdated schoolhouse rules that are keeping you on the stress train. And you can learn how to switch from being stuck in stress to being successful in serenity. I love helping my clients figure out how to show up better in their world and to help them have the tools that empower them to create what they want to create in their lives. And yes, to have a lot more fun. Well, we've reached the end of this video, but no worries. Endings can bring new beginnings, especially if you feel inspired to create new helpful connections. If you enjoyed this video, please like and leave a comment. And if you'd like to get a jump start on switching out of stress, you can connect at compassionsupport.us. So, when we're working together in the 90-day Pinky Swear, and you pop your head above the clouds one day and ask, "Is anybody there?" The answer is yes, I'm here. And I'll say, "What's going on for you today? And how can I help?"